constructive engagement with the Academic Staff Union of Universities ASU towards the sustainable resolution of all outstanding issues affecting the university system. The minister stated that the federal government has demonstrated sincere patience and goodwill in its dialogue with the union, noting that virtually all the concerns raised by ASU have been addressed. These include the introduction of a big percentage of teaching allowance and significant improvements in the conditions of service of academic staff. The few remaining matters are those that rightfully fall within the jurisdiction of the governing councils of the respective universities, which have been recently reconstituted to handle such internal issues. They noted that though the government is making all efforts to resolve all the issues and ensure that students remain in school, ASU is not operating with the same zeal. The ministers further stressed that the government has continued to prioritize the welfare of the university staff and the stability of the academic calendar under the renewed agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. According to them, dialogue remains the most effective and sustainable path to resolving disagreement and unnecessary disruption in the education sector. The statement reassured Nigerian students, parents, and general public that the federal government is firmly committed to maintaining industrial harmony in a tertiary education system. Now in health matters, the Federal Medical Center, Jabi Abuja, in collaboration with the Purple Hands Empowerment Initiative, has held a 2-day outreach to commemorate this year's World Mental Health Day, focusing on the theme, Access to Services, Mental Health in Catastrophe and Emergencies. Day 1 of the event featured mental health work and sensitization activities at the FMC Jabi premises, with participants receiving lectures on trauma, coping strategies, and the importance of early intervention in mental health crisis. The second day took the theme to the Kochigoro Internally Displaced Persons Camp in Abuja, where residents were offered free mental health screening, counseling, and resilience training. Speaking during the outreach, Dr. Olubenga Abiodun, Deputy Head of Clinical Services in charge of research and training at FMC Jabi, who represented the Medical Director, Professor Saad Ahmed, said the outreach reflects the hospital's commitment to community engagement and social responsibility.
We are very, very passionate about community engagement, and we've, as part of our social responsibility to communities around us, we go to these communities using the agencies of many departments and units to sensitize community members, to create awareness, and to provide them with free healthcare services. Because in whatever healthcare plan that any agency of government or even private organizations may want to undertake, sustainability is key. And so going forward, through the Department of Mental Health, will be partnering with local PHCs, primary healthcare centers here, to train them on how to offer mental health care services, and from time to time, send some of our residents, or our healthcare workers to follow up, on healthcare services that are given in this community.
For Dr. Brenda Marks Ndogbi, founder of Purple Hands Empowerment Initiative, the collaboration underscores the importance of integrating mental health into broader community development and empowerment initiatives.
I think, like I said earlier, it's quite fulfilling for me that in my lifetime I'm seeing mental health being discussed openly at the local community level in this manner. I'm so happy with the development. The aim actually is about creating access. That is the theme, creating access for mental health care, especially in communities like this. For us to be able to create access, the first step is awareness, making people understand what is mental health, what is mental illness, and where service is available, and the need for them not to be ashamed to be able to express themselves and go and take the services available.
The 2-day event concluded with counseling sessions and resilience training for residents of the Kuchiguru IDP camp, with participants expressing appreciation for the rare opportunity to access professional mental health support. The commemoration of World Mental Health Day this year highlights a growing recognition of the mental health crisis in Nigeria, particularly in emergency and displacement settings, and the urgent need for sustained collaboration between government institutions and civil society to ensure access to quality mental health care for all citizens. You are watching ASU Television News. ASU Television News. You can watch us live on DSTV channel 392, also on StarTimes TV channel 127 and Free TV channel 507. We are also on UHF band on channel 38. Still to come, FCT police arrest 4 over one chance robbery, foil kidnapping and rescue 2 victims. Stay with us for details.
Stay connected, stay with us, starting from Yanga and Jolly.
Thanks for staying with us, and the news continues. Rotary Club of Abuja High Arise has marked its first anniversary with a call to members to pursue mega projects that will leave lasting impact on communities. Here is a report as represented from our studios. We'll bring you the report in subsequent bulletins. Now we move on. The FCT Police Command has arrested 4 suspects involved in a one-chance robbery and attempted kidnapping, successfully rescuing 2 victims in the process. According to a statement issued by the command spokesperson, SP Josephine Ade, on Sunday evening, the command received a report at Lifecamp Police Station on the 8th of October 2025 at about 10:09 p.m. that a victim had called in distress, alleging that she had been abducted by suspected criminals who demanded a ransom of 1 million naira for her release. SP Ade said police operatives from the Lifecamp division, upon receipt of the report, immediately swung into action, adding that through the deployment of digital and tactical intelligence on 9th October 2025 at about 4:30 a.m., the suspects were arrested at Dapi village after a near-deadly confrontation with the police. The police spokesperson further disclosed that 2 victims were rescued during the operation, noting, however, that one of them, who sustained multiple stab wounds inflicted by the suspect, was promptly rushed to Gwarinpa General Hospital, where he is receiving medical treatment. SP Ade gave the names of the suspects as Solomon Tanku, Samuel Audu, Chigoze Joseph, and Emmanuel Chidiberi, adding that exhibits recovered from them include 15 international passports, 2 sharp daggers, 2 cutlasses, blood-stained documents, 4 mobile phones, 2 hammers, and 3 biros. Now, the Obajana Road tragedy. Corps Marshal calls for passenger vigilance after 10 dead, 11 injured in deadly night crash. The Corps Marshal Federal Road Safety Corps, Shehu Mohammed, has urged passengers to remain vigilant and proactive in cautioning or reporting drivers who exhibit reckless behavior behind the wheel. A statement by ACP Olusegun Ogungbemide said the Corps Marshal stated this in the wake of a tragic road accident which occurred on Friday, October 10, 2025, along the Obajana Lokojo route at Apamadu, resulting in the deaths of 10 passengers and injuring 11 others. The crash involved a white Toyota Hiace commercial bus carrying 21 male passengers. According to the Corps, the accident was caused by speeding and wrongful overtaking by the driver during a night journey where the driver lost control, leading to the fatal crash. The FRSC says the injured have been taken to Fisayo Hospital in Obajana, while the deceased were released to their families for burial according to Islamic rites. Corps Marshal Shehu Muhammad expressed deep sorrow over the incident and warned that night travel, speeding, and reckless overtaking remain major causes of fatal crashes in Nigeria. He urged commercial vehicle operators to adhere strictly to safety regulations, while encouraging passengers and all road users to report unsafe driving by calling the FRC toll-free number 122 or notifying the nearest patrol team. The FRSC emphasizes that road safety is a shared responsibility and proactive vigilance can save lives. Now, a group of Nigerians aimed at monitoring government policies and misinformation in the country has launched an online television called Petron Television. The founders of the newly launched Petron Television allege that conventional media outfits in the country have compromised the truth in their reportage, thereby exposing Nigerians to bad government policies. Topsy Gimba has the details. Now moving on, the Nigerian Space Management Agency NAMA has received national recognition for its outstanding commitment to integrity, transparency, and efficiency in the aviation sector. At the 2025 Summit and Awards held in Abuja, the Center for Ethical Conduct, Orientation and Empowerment honored NAMA with the National Integrity Leadership and Development Award, naming it the most efficient aviation agency in the country. The award citation praised NAMA for setting new standards in aviation safety and operational excellence, attributing the success to the visionary leadership of its managing director, Engineer Ahmed Umar Farouk. The center described Farouk as a visionary technocrat and reformer whose ethical leadership continues to transform Nigeria's aviation infrastructure. Also recognized was NAMA's Director of Public Affairs and Consumer Protection, Dr. Abdullahi Musa, who received an Individual Integrity Award for a dedication to promoting transparency and accountability in public communication and stakeholder engagement. The awarding body is a leading organization committed to fostering ethical leadership and integrity across Nigeria's public service. Now in business, economic experts have emphasized the need to develop and prioritize initiatives capable of stemming the tide on climate change in order to maintain a conducive environment for businesses to thrive. This is the focus at the pre-conference meeting organized by the African University of Science and Technology in Abuja under the local organizing committee for the AFRECCC 2025 conference. Engineer Michael Muzi, while calling relevant stakeholders to participate and collaborate in the forthcoming conference towards a better outcome. BS correspondent Ile Media has details.
In his remarks at the pre-conference meeting in Abuja, President, African University of Science and Technology, Professor Azikiwe Peter Onwalu, highlights the necessity of decarbonizing the ecosystem for better business environment.
So the idea of looking at scientific ways of mitigation of climate change is about decarbonizing the economy in such a way that the energy systems we are using should shift from carbon-based systems such as the petrochemicals to bio-based systems that are renewable, and that is why the theme of this conference is about the future of energy and climate change.
Professor Onwalu pointed efforts of the University on climate change with a center established at the institution.
This center here in the university is a center that is created to conduct research and use the products of research to impact on the economy by working with private sector, government agencies, development partners, and so on, for us to increase our understanding of what climate change is all about And by understanding, having deeper understanding of what climate change is, then we'll now be able to come up with solutions, come up with initiatives, especially grassroots initiatives.
Earlier, impact of food security and system response through the platform.
AFREC seeks to bridge that divide, connecting science to governance and governance to action. Through this platform, we are building a continental framework that situates climate action as the foundation of industrial competitiveness, food security, and human development.
The LOC secretary expressed optimism of better outcomes from the conference while noting commitment of the AUST.
AFREC 2025 is a call to the African Union and the African member states for coherence, for collaboration, for continual leadership. It is about positioning Nigeria and Africa not as a victim, but as an architect of resilient, knowledge-based solution preference.
Also speaking, the lead Awards and Fundraising Committee, Dr. Peter Oji, highlights sustainability plan and expectations.
To raise African sustainability and innovations, to see that the sustainability is a practical project. It's not just something that you just speak about, it's something that you work towards for effective working of our system.
Ile Emeche, ASO Radio News.
The FCT chairman of the All Progressive Congress, Alhaji Abdul Malik Usman, has condoled with the immediate past Speaker of the Nasarawa State House of Assembly, Alhaji Ibrahim Balarabe Abdullahi, over the death of his elder sister, Hajia Zainab Abdullahi. Hajia Zainab Abdullahi passed away at the University of Abuja Teaching Hospital after a brief illness on Friday. Correspondent Abdullahi Mukhtar completes the story.
The news of the demise of Hajia Zainab Abdullahi became known early Saturday morning following reports that she passed away late Friday evening. Sympathizers trooped into the residence of the former Speaker Alhaji Ibrahim Balarabe Abdullahi early Saturday to commiserate with him. Among the early callers were the FCT APC Chairman Alhaji Abdul Malik Usman, former Gwagwalada Area Council Chairman Alhaji Mustafa Adamudanze, and the Federal Commissioner and Chief Executive Officer of the National Commission for Refugees, Migrant and Internally Displaced Persons, Alhaji Tidani Aliyu Ahmed. They all described the death of Hajia Zainab as a great loss, not only to her family, but also to Nasarawa State and the close associate of the former Speaker. They prayed to Almighty Allah to forgive her shortcomings and grant her Al-Jannatul Firdaus.
She is our sister, a devoted Muslim, a mother, and a wife. So we don't have anything to say than to pray for her, a perfect soul to rest in peace.
We lost our sister this morning, and that is why we are here to express our sincere, heartfelt of the lost. And it is our warmest prayer that her gentle soul will rest in Jannatul Firdaus.
Losing somebody is very serious. If you lose somebody, but if people are around you, come together to condole with you, you have a peace of mind, other than just allowing the bereaved to remain in isolation.
Alhaji Ibrahim Balarabe Abdullahi, former Speaker, Nasarawa State House of Assembly, appreciated all those who came to console him, praying that Allah reward them abundantly and grant them safe journeys back to their various destinations.
It was indeed a show of love. I will not take this for granted. They have indeed demonstrated that they are two friends and two brothers and two sisters. I appreciate them and I thank them sincerely.
Other sympathizers included the Gwagwalada PDP chairmanship candidate for the forthcoming FCT Area Council elections, Comrade Mohammed Kasum Ikwa, and that of the All Progressive Congress candidate Alhaji Usman Yahaya, among several other politicians and associates. Late Hajia Zainab Abdullahi died at the age of 68 after a brief illness. She is survived by 4 children and has since been buried according to Islamic rites. Abdullahi Mukhtar.
With that, we come to the end of our news bulletin. I am Haris Sidi Siraju. Thanks for watching.